the building was tall and skinny, and then a door opened, but you know, when you see the door open, you don't see the building at the same time. So, and then also, I was not me. You know, I was me. I was just my conscience, I think. Like, I didn't have a body. I didn't see my body. It wasn't like a video game where you can see yourself third person. I don't recall seeing myself at all. Um, so, Prince answered the door. Um, I, I, I want to say it was just like a one, like, no, I can't say what he had on, but it blended into the doorway, into the background, to where really all I could see was like his head, and he had a fro at that time. Some people think, cool, you love Prince. I see him all behind you, but uh, that's a really cool part of the story too. But that's what happened, and so then, like, he opened the door, and this is what I said, because listen, I have been listening to Prince since I was 13 years old. Um, Once I saw Purple Rain, um, it just didn't stop. It just never stopped. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm the Prince freak. But you know, am I here to say, oh, I met Prince when I died, I'm the coolest ever? No, I'm here to tell a much deeper story than that. So what I said was, this is exactly what I said. I said, oh, I didn't know it was you. Because I knew I was dead, uh, but I wasn't like, even if it wouldn't have been him, there was just such a peace. There was like, you don't feel anything at all. It was like super peaceful or whatever. But then he shrugged his shoulders, said, yeah, that's what everybody says, and turned around and walked away and kind of like disappeared into the room, the house that disappeared. Then next thing you know, I was somewhere else, and the only thing I can relate it to, I have some pictures here which I'll show you later because I've drawn them and stuff. There's like it was really like a secretary area, but it was a gigantic intersection of secretary area. There wasn't people there, but you knew that there were like spirits there. There was people talking to me. I'm going to call them people because I'm sure they were spirits, but it's easier just for the sake of telling the story to call them people. Um, Whatever, I'll probably interchange people, spirits. They knew who I was. So one minute I was talking to Prince, the next minute I was somewhere else. They knew who I was, only I think that heaven was one way and hell was the other way. And I was at like this intersection. And they knew that I was there because I overdosed. I mean, they knew everything. I think we communicated telepathically, I think is what was going on, because I certainly don't remember any mouths moving or anything like that. And plus, there's no time there. You know, all these things happened. The story I'm telling is going to take a while. Um, but I think I was gone 7 or 8 minutes. I don't know. I don't know how long you can be dead. Like I said, once I get the 911 or something. Anyway, so I was there because I overdosed. They were trying to figure out, I think, was I supposed to go to heaven or hell? And it wasn't like scary. It was very, from my memory anyway, it was very clinical. Uh, just real clinical, real clean. No, just very clinical. Nothing was there other than the things that would need to be there, like the spirits themselves, which really they didn't have a shape per se that I recall. And I don't know. I can't remember, but they were talking to me. They knew who I was. They got out some books. Now, I'm not sure of the order of this, but let me think for a second. Sorry. I think that it was thought that I killed myself or something. It was discussed. I'm not sure. But as I was standing there, they were wondering what to do with me. I saw a spirit wander by in the background. Like, like I was here. Here was the desks, and then there was a hallway going that way, like the corridor. Like I said, it was all very clinical and corridors. Um, but so I was standing there figuring out who I was, and then the spirit walked by, and that was the way, the spirit that was walking that way was going the way to where hell was. Um, and at this time, the only next thing I can remember is that it was decided that I didn't belong in hell, and that I got to go over to the other area, which was heaven. But this is the thing, to the best of my recollection. Um, the spirit that was walking towards hell, in my mind, I could see that it was Prince again. Um, Even though I don't recall him like having a form or being like Prince, I recognized his spirit, or something like that. And I asked, "Hey, what's going on? You know, why is he going? Why, you know?" I probably tried to holler at him or something, knowing me. I swear. Um, but no, I asked. Somehow I found out. I asked why he was going back into hell. Uh, what the, you know, why is he going into? So anyway, um, it's not disrespectful or irreverent. It's, you'll see. Um, so these things happen. His these guardians, they were like guardians, gatekeepers. The spirits. There was like, I think, and I'm not sure, but most of them were good, and none of them were like bad. That, but it was like there was a gatekeeper there from somebody who would, you know, organize chaos, maybe. I'm not sure. There was like somebody that got to give their little 2 cents about things, or maybe they were just some tough angels. I'm not sure. Um, the thing was, you didn't talk to him or through him or to anybody unless you were supposed to talk. That just didn't happen. Knowing me, I think I probably blurted out a couple times because I mean, I did, and because they were trying to shuffle me off to this, I think this way to heaven, or whatever, just to go do something, answer some questions, yeah, about what I did. But before I would go, and I don't know if it happened in this order, maybe I answered the questions first. What questions? They asked me what. No, I think this is the order it went in. When I saw him walking by and they were trying to shuffle me off, I said that I wasn't going to go where they wanted me to go until I could talk to him or find out why he was being sent to hell. And so then again, in one of those zap moments, they agreed. Like the tough ones agreed. Maybe, again, the tough angels, maybe I think they were, or something. And everybody agreed that I could talk to him. But before I did, this next thing that I remember was being interrogated. Again, it's mental, and I was asked about the bad things that I did in my life, and I'm a good person, and I always have been a good person, and I'm not shy to say that I've been a good person. I've had a tremendous amount of terrible things happen to me in my life, and I've always, because of those things, tried to be a good person, a good kid, and a good person, and help as many people as I could and not hurt people. So when I stood accountable for myself, and I can only speak for myself, um, I didn't. I had some things to confess, and those things aren't important to the story right now. But the things that I confessed, I was told that they all held a reason, a very important reason as to my life, and that the things that I thought Some were very, very bad. Some were, a sin is a sin, some say. Um, I don't recall, but everything that I was confessing on, they already knew. It was all written in books, like every thought, and I mean every. It doesn't matter how embarrassing or how funny or how, every single thought that you have is known. Okay, let's just put it that way. So, uh, we'll get to this part, but if you're not right with your soul, you're going to want to do that. And I know it's hard to hear your soul in this world that we live in. But that was the one thing that also that I had always done was since a child, I had always tried to listen to those voices that whisper, and they're like, okay, here you are. Should I step on this caterpillar? Should I not? No, you should not, and hopefully you've not lived some traumatic childhood. And, kids stop caterpillars sometimes. I'm just saying, overall, um, no, man, so anyway, I was told I answered the questions, I answered them accurately, and then I was allowed to, and I think that if I'm not mistaken, like it was like being interrogated, and I'm pretty sure like Prince was on the other side of this, the three-way, two-way glass, whatever it is. Stalking. Um, so, uh, so then I answered the questions correctly. They brought out my books. They brought out my, I think they're the Akashic books, Akashic records, some call them. Some people say those don't exist, but they're the book of life. Because like literally when they open them, or at some point, I saw, it's like, it's like 3D. Like if you watch a 3D movie, the way that we've been taught to see it, it's like this stuff is coming towards you, holographic, 3D, Star Wars, but the books were open, and then you could see the letters, and it was like, I don't like to use the word magic, because it's a dirty word, um, but, so, anyway, I got to move on from there, because I answered honestly, and then I think from there I got to talk to Prince, and then I mean, this, again, happened really fast, and I don't remember word for word, and telepathy and whatever. Um, I asked him, because of the song, What If God Was One of Us? I'm standing there talking to Prince. I said, so, what is the one question? Do I get one question? What if God was one of us? What would you ask if you had just one question? Yeah, yeah, God is great. That song. Um, anyway, I said, what's the deal? Why is the world so raunchy? When, because mind you, this was 2010 when I died, so I was 40. And I said, what's up with the world being so raunchy? What's the plan? Why does nothing ever seem to get any better? But, you know, nothing ever changes. There's politics, and there's nobody helping nobody, and the Bible always says there's a savior coming, and everybody's still waiting. So like, what's the deal? And he said, okay, but if I answer you, you're gonna have to like set your ego way aside. I was there, and I was dead, and I was like, I didn't really realize that I had any of that left, but I'm not sure. But the information, I think the point was that the information that, well, the point was that the information that he gave me, and that I'll give you, it it's so simple that insulting. Uh, my heart is pounding. I'm being forced to feel what it was. When he told me what it was, what the lie is, what the answer is to life, I was disgusted. I'm trying to hold back my disgust right now. But again, that's just my ego, because this is so important. That's why I'm here to tell you, no matter if it's embarrassing to me, if I tell you things that are embarrassing about myself or whatever, I'm able to do that because I have set that ego aside. This is way too important to keep to myself. So when you hear the things, not only will they probably, I'm not sure, maybe they'll delight you and titillate you like they did me, I'm not sure. But it's the truth, so you'll hear it and you'll feel it. But, you know, God, you have atheists, you have people who believe, you have Jesus, you have Bible thumpers, you have Buddhists and Christians and Catholics and Satanists and all these people. And as I speak, because I'm speaking my truth and nobody else's, I am bound to insult some people by accident, maybe because the truth hurts sometimes. But a lot of the things that I was told by Prince there when I was dead, they went against, or I mean, they explain everything so simply, but what I mean to say is they insult your intelligence because of what's been done to us as a people, as an American people, and as a worldly people. I'm telling the story in pieces. Hopefully you'll want to know what these things are that I was told. But again, when you hear them, they're sensitive subjects. People, they're like, oh, don't talk about sex, religion, or politics, or whatever, man. I talk about them all. I have my whole life. I've been looking for God my whole life. Well, excuse me, not my whole life, since I was 23, to be exact. And prior to that, prior to being 23 and sitting in county jail for my second drunk driving in 2 years, well, the reason I had the two drunk drivings in 2 years was because, for one, I confessed on these things when I died, so I'll tell you too. I was an exotic dancer for, on and off for 2-3 years. And it paid the bills. It was definitely never anything I was proud of. I had kids to take care of, and I worked, and I went to school, and I wasn't your stereotype, but I still didn't want to be there. It was just something I did. What was my point? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That was one of the things I confessed that I did bad. Everything had a reason. I'm sorry, let me get back. Where was I? Oh, maybe truths. I don't know. I'm going to jump back in. When I confessed on that, anyway, I'm going to go on that since I can't remember what I was saying. I was told that there was a reason for that. I'm not saying that everybody that has been a stripper is like, hey, you have the best reasons in the world. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in my life that it holds a reason. Now, anyway, getting back to the story, it goes, oh, sex, religion, politics. I think that's why I was. It's bound to insult some people. Because when I was in drunk driving, I was in jail for drunk driving. That's where I was. During that time, that couple of years, again, that was 93. My younger sister had committed suicide when she was in 92, July of 92. She was 20. And, I was suffering through that at that time. I suppose I was drinking too much. And on that note, people that know or people that don't, she, beautiful, bubbly person, but she shot herself when she was 19 years old. And then that was July of 92. And then probably February of 93, give or take, my mom found out she had inoperable lung cancer. And she passed in October of, I said I wasn't going to do it, in October of 93. Um, so, when I was sitting in jail for the 15 days, not only would the ladies came in to talk about God and, it's the Bible, and nobody had ever done that in my life before. And so I had a family to raise. I had 3 kids at that time, and I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to kill myself when, my sister and my mom died. Sorry, guys, I wasn't expecting that. But, I had kids to take care of. And though when Spring died, my little sister, it was very unexpected. You don't ever want to get one of those phone calls. It didn't matter, when my mom died, it wasn't any easier, well, slightly, just because we knew she was going. I wanted to be there with her and die with her, at that time. So, thank God I didn't. But anyway, when I was in jail and the ladies came and they were talking about God and Jesus and all these different things and how you could have this power in your life, I was like, oh, I want some of that. I want to be better. And so ever since then, since I was 23, I've been looking for something to hold on to. And that was it. It was God. And I found it. Anyway, so religion, people are like, this is what I believe, this is what I was taught. Some people are taught it from the time they can breathe or think, or they're an infant. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't taught, and what's being taught isn't the truth anyway, and that's not the point. That's one of the insults right there that's going to hurt. There's lies in the world, and that's why it isn't getting any better, but only worse. And that's why you must suspend your ego as you continue to listen to the story, because no matter what you believe or what you were taught, I think what was really cool and helpful in my situation was that I wasn't taught and that I looked myself. I attended, I got saved in jail, and I said those words, you confess on Jesus and you say the words, and then I read basically the entire Bible for 15 days. It was kind of cool. It was really cool. And pardon me. Anyway, I've been on my journey since then, on and off, on all the time in my spirit, on all the time in my mind, all the time in my trying to choose to do the right thing, even when I knew damn well I was doing the wrong thing. The thing is, when I would do the wrong thing in my life, because I was seeking God, I don't know if I did it every time, but I like to believe I did it almost every time. I would apologize and seek, to be better every time. You take back the same stupid boyfriend every time. You pray to be better. You pray to be stronger. You pray to be a better mom. I did all that, even if it didn't show on the outside to people who knew me. It doesn't matter. I know what I was doing, and so does the Creator. And He knows what you're doing, too. And that takes me back to that other thing that I was saying before. In every moment, a very Rav Dror teacher that I watch, he was saying that in every moment in time, there is a right way and there's a wrong way. And you might not think it's every moment, but it is, because every single thought that you have contributes to the great intellect of things, who you are, your actions, what you contribute to society, what you take away from it, how much fear you let control you or not control you, all of those things that we let into our minds that bury us from hearing our real soul. The spirits, when you stand accountable, they understand that that's there, but this is the thing. You should be able to know what's right and what's wrong. And if you choose to do wrong over and over and over again, well, I'm not here saying you're going to hell and stuff like that. That's not. Pardon me, I was just crying. Anyway, you do have to answer for everything. So let me just say this in the sake of fun. Whether you're smoking a pipe, stripping, in my case, I was standing there dead because I overdosed. And here I am, blessed beyond. In a place that you can't even imagine, but I'll share with you. So, the things that I've done, the things that you've done, the things that anybody's done, I'm not sure how deep those things go or how awful you're good to be. I'm not sure. That's not what I'm here to talk about. The lie. What I was told was the lie. Our society is a certain age old. Let me speak. Again, I'm hoping that people will watch this video outside of America, so take no offense if I say America, because I can only speak for the English language and the way that it was taught in America. And that's the only separator, and it's not even that I'm going to use, because there's no race, there's no... It's all a lie. It's all a lie to divide us and conquer our very soul, the soul of man. I think most people are good and they don't want to believe that there is an inclination. Again, Rav, the teacher that I enjoy, it's called the Yetzirah, the evil inclination that's in the world. It's contradictory to all that's good. It's the opposite of good, but it is just energy. It's not like this malevolent devil that's going to come knocking on your door. It don't work like that. It's just an energy and a power that people allow to be in the world. So again, that's why you're responsible for your own energy, the things you think about, the things you do, the things you watch, the things you allow your little babies to watch and participate in. All of it. I'm not saying you're going to be punished. That's not what I'm here to teach or talk about. It's that, again, everything that you do contributes to the ugliness or the goodness of the universe. That's all I'm saying. It's up to you to decide what's good for you and your soul based on your life. So anyway, I'm gonna have to take a pause here because I need to collect my thoughts, and I'm not sure how long my video will run or how long you guys will stay tuned in. I'll be right back. I don't think I have a pause. I think maybe I do. I'm not sure. It doesn't work on the remote, I know that. So, yeah, that break. So I asked him what was the plan, why, basically what I had gone through life wondering, and that was, why we did, well, tomorrow's Easter, why we did all the holidays, and again, in America, the, why all the holidays were the same, why everything was the same. And and that the Bible made these promises of this Jesus coming and all these things that never happened, even though everybody always waits for a better place, for a better world. I did. Um, and he said, I don't remember verbatim. I don't. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But basically, it breaks down like this. The the Bible, and this isn't all about the Bible, but it's very important. Whether you believe it, whether you don't, it is. I'm not here selling that right now. That's not what I'm talking about. Um, I say that because in America, it goes like this. You know, the white man, Christian, Republican, Bible thumping, uh, Declaration of Independence selling, patriotic, uh, Monopoly board, white guy, uh, controller person. Those entities that run the world, um, they are, well, it goes back to the Bible is, it tells like the story of man. Most people know it to be this way. This is not my belief. This is not, this is just what the general consensus I think is. That um, that God created everything in 7 days and then was done and rested. And then people, went through the desert in Exodus, and then Moses came, and there was Mount Sinai and the Ten Commandments, and then some lineage, and Noah, and oh, sorry, I forgot about Adam and Eve. These are the general stories that we know here in America, and because they're taught from nursery school, Bible school, it's always the same. Um, the story's always the same. Go to school, celebrate Easter, celebrate Christmas. At least when I was a kid, and then as my kids came up in school, you don't get to sing Christmas songs anymore. You don't get to say Easter Bunny. You don't get to. Now you can't call a girl a boy, or a boy that wants to be a girl a girl. Because who? Because why? Because who said so? Who? Who is they? Who makes the rules and why? And my heart told me that there was a God, a creator in control of all of this, but it was the people that had just lost their minds trying to be first, trying to be, I don't know what they're trying to be because I wasn't trying to be and I'm still not. But anyway, those powers that are in the world, the Bible doesn't just tell about the creation of man as a species. It tells about a lot more than that. It's just that most people don't take the time to study it and read it. And he told me, anyway, when I died there, that